All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the May meeting of the Monuments and Ceremonies Commission. So let's see, looks like we have, JP Perlman on the phone, as well as Autumn Howard is on the phone. And present we have Nancy Natal, Isabel Negron, Terry Wood, and Susan Shannon, and Sue Ann Shore.
And Jim.
Jim. And Jim's here. Should have just gone down the list. Jim DeMark. And special guest is Terry Gaffney, kindly coming again to our meeting to make sure we don't screw up this Memorial Day festivities. So we have the meeting minutes from the April meeting. If everyone could just please take a look at them. I'd like to be sure that they're all correct before we vote to approve them. Let's see. All right. And when people are ready, if someone has a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so let's note that the April minutes were approved. And then I'm actually gonna go out of order because JP has only until 4 o'clock and Terry has only till 4 o'clock. So I wanted to skip down to number 6, to the Memorial Day Parade, so we can talk over how things were going with the invitations and collecting of names of marching groups and numbers and all of that. So JP, do you want to go ahead and speak?
Sure. So all the invitations have been sent out from the parade Gmail. The main body of the invitations were sent out using Gmail's mail merge capabilities, which will enable us to, the basic version will enable the mail merge to be sent rather efficiently, and also to sort of a basic level of tracking in the sense that we can see who has and hasn't responded, who we're awaiting responses from. However, some of the additional work will still need to be manual enter responses manual enter into the Excel sheets that I've actually created a set of some folders that we can share on box.com, and we can add additional invites to additional folks that also use to access to that with the commission. But those are on share folders on box.com so that we can save them down, make the edits that we need to, drop it back into those folders.
Is that box, box.com?
box.com.
Okay.
Yes, the as in boy, yeah. OX box.
Can I ask him a question?
Yeah, sure.
JP, I remember Terry advising us that it's not the easiest thing in the world to follow up and get these people all to respond. Are you having that problem?
So that part, we is spoken to speak more to.
Okay, so I think JP, you set up the whole thing and sent out the first batch of invitations, and I think Isabel, you're kind of taking the back end of it and tracking who said yes.
Yes, but I cannot do anything for some reason. I'm not familiar with the system to begin with. It's Chinese for me. So when he tells me what to do, I do, but I cannot continue. I have one file that I delete, only that they no longer want to be involved.
Oh, right.
I saved with the same name, just adding the Monday's date. They ended up in my Excel file. How do I put back to box.com?
So that you should have the folder that you have it saved in on the computer. You should be able to just drag it and drop it into the folder on box.com.
Yeah, that's easy to say. How do I drop it?
You know, JP, can you help with
It's
this?
in 2 different
I mean,
files.
you want him to help you with this, right?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can set something up to.
Maybe,
for, get that going.
oopsies, should we have a meetup? Would that be easier? Oh, you have a desktop computer though as well, is
I
that
do
right?
desktop, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I can help you sign in and do whatever you want in my computer. I can give you access to my computer. And you can walk in and pull whatever. I don't know how to do it, I'm sorry.
Okay. But you do on your computer have the spreadsheet updated?
Yes.
With the people
yes.
that said,
With the people,
delete me.
they don't want to participate.
And then do you also have a tracking of who said yes?
No, I wasn't
Okay.
aware who's going to do that.
Okay. all
But
right.
it's easy, it's not difficult. It's just
you-
out and in, I see the thing and
Would you have time to go through the
now how do I do it now?
RSVPs?
Do I do the same thing, JP? I need one to find first.
I mean, I think you just, I think there are like, maybe 5 or so bulleted items or numbered items from the initial email that were the information that we're asking for. And I can do the first part of this and maybe create another version of the spreadsheets and drop it in there that would have a column for each answer, essentially, that can just be, just manually populated from that point.
Is there any way that you can get together with this young lady? So, I mean,
Yeah, I'm happy to set up another one-up meeting.
Do you have some time this week, JP? I know you're in the city a lot. Do you have?
You're welcome to come to my house. I won't charge
So,
you.
so tomorrow.
Get in the computer and do it once. I can
Tomorrow
see how.
morning, I may have time.
When?
Tomorrow morning?
Late morning.
What-
I just.
what
feel
time
like
is late
things-
morning? Is it 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, let's say 11.
11 o'clock
The
tomorrow
only thing is,
morning?
Well, I hate
the
to
time
make
is a little uncertain on the
myself.
earlier end as I'm finally getting my car back tomorrow that was stolen and recovered in February. But,
Oh my gosh.
um,
Oh boy.
but in any case, I think by 11 or so tomorrow, or if we even want to meet kind of during the lunch hour, that'd be
I need to be out by 12:45. I have commitment. I do volunteer work interpret in a clinic. I
Okay.
need to be there by 11 to 12:45. No, almost an hour. I don't know how long it's going to take.
So maybe 11 to 12, 15, something like that?
15 or so, yeah.
Does that work, JP? Do you have each other's cell phone numbers?
I can pick it up, but I can take it down if you have.
Okay.
My number is 203 249 8023.
203
249
249
8023. And what is
8023.
83?
All right, I'm just going to say it back, just to confirm. 203 249 8023.
Correct. What is your number?
My number is 917 580 2203.
Okay, thank you. So tomorrow at 11?
JP, tomorrow at 11?
11 a.m. tomorrow.
Do you
yeah.
have, does he have your address?
Is he coming to
No,
my house?
Your house.
Yeah,
offline.
they can do that offline, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Connect.
all right, thank
We don't
you.
want people showing up at your house.
That's a very good idea, yeah. We're all coming over.
I heard there was a breakfast party at this gal's house.
Brunch.
Yes. All right, well, that will be great. And then I think, once we get a handle on who has RSVP'd, I think we need to send out, by the end of this week, the goose to say, hey, we haven't heard from you, are you marching or not? So hopefully that could be another, through the mail merge, I would think. JP, is that correct? Is that an accurate statement?
So I know it tracks the ones we're awaiting a response from. I think we could probably take that down, like export just those emails and then send a follow-up. I have to look into exactly how that aspect of it works, but either way, we'll know kind of which ones, we'll be able to at least track and see which ones we are awaiting a response from, and hopefully we will just send like, one single kind of follow-up that will, pull everyone's, basically first name out and, send kind of a follow-up.
Or even if it's not customized per person, just a general, hey, we haven't heard from you.
But otherwise, we'll kind of see how many there are, and whether or not, we'll go that route or just, send a few individual emails. But
Okay.
Once it gets a little later in the week, kind of we'll see how many there are again that are awaiting responses. That's something that we can see through the mail merge.
Yep, we'll know that, right. And Terry, in past years, it's usually about 80% still doesn't reply the first time. Is that about accurate? Well, we'll get them. And I think it's, people will come out of the woodwork when they say, oh, hey, Memorial Day's coming up.
Just JP, bring a few sharp sticks with you.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, thank you both for doing that detailed work.
JP, you're going to find probably the most confusion is going to come from the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, because the local level leaders tend to change every year. And it doesn't occur to the woman or the man who's getting the email to forward it on to the new
Right.
person.
They just say, oh, I don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That just reminded me, we have to, that's in here. So, and then just thinking emails, in the email department, we'll want to make a note to send everyone the day of instructions that say, don't be an idiot, don't stop, keep the flow moving. You'll see people wearing red hats, do what they say, and then that has the map that we'll be developing based on who said yes and how many people they're bringing. So they'll know where to send their little darling to line up.
There was no problem last year. We were at the place and everybody
Yeah.
was going to
They all
all
went through
group
it.
and
Yeah.
there wasn't any problem whatsoever.
No, I didn't see
They
any
knew where
problems
to
either.
go.
Well, that's because the organizer did such a
We were there. He gave us
masterful
little
job.
sheets saying so and so. So we were there, right there. Oh, yeah, you're there. Oh, yeah, we know. Oh, we know. They know. They're responsible people. We just have to.
Good, okay. Let's see. So that was the part I wanted to get to while JP was on the phone. So that's B, 6B. Then we can flip back up and go back in order unless anybody wants to. Anything else on there that we need JP for? I don't think so. All right. So backed up to the display case update. I think anything new happened in the past month?
The display case looks so good. I'm so grateful to Krista. She could have that till August unless somebody says something different, and I haven't heard anything different. So
Terrific.
we should be covered until September when the DAR goes in there.
Wonderful.
And I made a copy for everyone. I made a list of all the PR contacts that I sent it to, because it was all haphazard. I was getting 3 from this one, 2 from that one, 1 here, 1 there. So I put them all together. And I made a copy for everyone to make sure that hopefully we have all the names that I should have. And if I'm missing anybody, to please let me know.
Okay, that's great, thank
The
you.
PR stuff all went out. It's on the second sheet, is the PR contacts.
Awesome.
And, yeah, I figured it would simplify things.
Yeah.
And, lost my train of thought, what was I saying? It's so bad.
Press
My
contacts?
asthma's so bad. But anyway, I sent out the second follow-up piece that I did, the little piece that started with what is it about a parade, yada, yada. And I have not seen it printed anywhere, so
No,
I don't know if anybody's printed that. So
Okay.
I'm going to send it out again,
Okay,
because that does mention the grand marshal and the speaker in it. So, and it may just be that I haven't seen it, you know.
Right,
But
or in between cycles or something.
true, because I'm surprised that Darien-ite hasn't done it, because David is really good about that kind of stuff, and he likes it, so.
Yeah, he's usually the only one.
No, well, Darien
Yeah,
Times
he's
has done
usually-
nothing.
he's
Darien
usually
Times
the
has done
only
nothing.
one who puts stuff like that out.
They didn't
Just-
even put the PR piece, the first initial PR piece that I put with the information about the parade. Darien Times is like,
If the editor for the Darien Times is listening, less ads and more community news, less news about Bridgeport and Hamden.
And Rowayton.
And Rowayton, and more news about Darien, thank you, if you're listening.
yeah, well, I've got a
Which I
couple at
doubt.
Hearst, a couple of contacts at Hearst here, and I'm gonna send them to you.
Thank you.
Maureen, is it?
Megan.
Megan Muldoon.
Connecticut Examiner.
She sent me a really super nice email
Yes.
saying that she wanted to make sure she got it in there. And I
Terrific.
did send her the second piece because I
Okay.
thought she might like an op-ed type of piece to go in, but I haven't heard back.
Okay.
So that's
Nice.
where I am today. So this
Terrific.
is, please let me know if I've got something wrong on here with the
This is
contacts, if somebody else you want to add to it.
Oh, it looks great.
It's-
Channel 12, we should add Channel 12.
I think you do. News, it's on there.
Yeah, News 12 Connecticut is on here.
Yep, it's
I
in
thought
the
you said you
middle,
didn't
kind
have the
of.
list.
It's in
I
alphabetical
probably
order.
was falling asleep on my couch when you asked me. But yeah,
Alright.
News 12 Connecticut's on here, and there's a couple of people at the Patch and whatever. The Patch is pretty good.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, I'm going to resend that op-ed piece out because it's got a
Okay.
lot of good information about the parade. And I was speaking to my neighbor, and she's on the beautification committee. Juliet Kane is her name. And she had never even heard of monuments and ceremonies. She had no idea what we were. So we had a long talk, and I told her, you know, all the stuff that we do, and she goes, "That's fantastic." She goes, "Why doesn't anybody know that?" So that op-ed piece was, it mentioned all the things that we do.
Right.
And, you know, with a little bit of hometown folky stuff in it too.
Right.
Because it's a parade, and it's a special day.
So this
So-
might, go ahead, sorry.
So I'm hoping that the second time I send it out, and I'm
Maybe
gonna do it individually, not as a group thing.
Oh, gotcha.
And this way, hopefully I'll get some responses.
All right. So we have a couple more then coming, press releases to be going out. The next one would be probably for the Veteran Street sign.
Right, that, we don't have to do this week though, right? I mean, when is that?
It's the day before.
Oh, it's the day before the
26th,
26th,
yeah.
right. Are you sending that PR out, or am I sending that out?
Whichever you want me to do, whichever.
It might be good if you feel like you want to write it, but then you send it
Yeah,
out.
I'll send
Okay.
it so that they have
Their-
one
your
contact
name.
Yes,
as the
yeah, that makes
secretary, yada,
sense,
yada,
yeah.
and send it out. And you never answered my email about that guy who is no longer.
What's the point?
Because I'd like to know if there's somebody that
He
replaced
hasn't,
him.
he hasn't answered an email in 8 years.
Yeah, but I'd like to know if there's
No, he
somebody
just-
else that's replaced him.
So would
We
I.
don't- Yeah,
Phoenix
we-
David
he
is
doesn't know.
Delete,
That's
just
the
delete
thing.
him. He
Okay.
doesn't belong.
Fine,
It's like calling
Off
Abe
with
Lincoln.
your head.
exactly.
Veteran Street sign, is that like the 26th? Did I get that?
Yes.
That means that's gonna happen.
I'm not contagious, I promise.
Oh, yeah.
I've had all the
All right.
tests, it's my ass.
And you got,
And thank
so-
you for, I mean,
So
I
we
guess
got
I
a flu
reached out
one and a
sooner
flu
than I
two.
was supposed to, but
I don't
that's
know.
me, I just
What
kind of
that
wanted
was.
Flu
I
one and
think-
flu two, and
I
I'm
think
like,
what you did was
what the hell is
very
that?
organized and seemed to be right in order. I don't think, Public Works was aware that the guard had changed.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they
Yes,
saw
yeah.
a new name and they're like, well, you can't do this because who are you?
Yeah.
So.
Which made, I should have on the bottom or someplace identified myself.
But
Which
anyway,
was
I think we've got it all straight now. I sent an email
Yes,
to
thank you.
I think at some
Mr.
point,
Gentile, and
towards
he's
the end of
aware.
the summer, I think we should do some kind of a historical piece on this committee. Is it a committee or commission?
It's a commission.
Commission, a historical piece on this commission that we can send out so people know,
Yeah.
you know?
The
Yes.
other magazine that might be interested is the Connecticut, the Darien, Connecticut magazine. Pam Vossler,
We've
she's great.
spoken with her.
I have
think
Pam
she's down
Vossler
here
on
on the
here.
front.
I know you
She's
do,
on here,
but-
yeah.
And
They
she's
might
gonna put the only thing she could get in prior to Memorial Day was a blurb about the parade.
Okay.
and the ceremony in the cemetery. But the intention is at some point in the not too distant future to do something a little more of a feature on the whole commission.
Yeah, because she's very good.
I
and
think that's
writes
what we need to do.
beautifully. Yeah, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I know you sent her the.
And I
your-
think next year, instead of sending them out when I did, I should start sending stuff out like in late February.
Okay.
Or, sorry, late March, late March, so that they have a couple of months to go with
To
their
put it
publishing
on.
this, because, you know, you miss their publishing deadline, and then you
Right,
miss the
right.
issue, and then what's the point?
Okay.
So,
It'll give you more time to flog them to get it done.
get my ruler out, beat everybody, right?
All right, so Susan, you're gonna develop the press release and
Yes.
get it to Nancy, and Nancy.
And I put everybody's emails on this sheet, too. The committee
Okay.
members' emails are also on this.
Is yours on it?
No.
No. I'm just looking at like,
You left out.
I left myself out, that's terrible.
Well, her email will be on.
It's
Yeah.
NRN 307 at Optimum.
oh, here, I'll have you in
Oh,
case because
there you go.
you don't want
If
to.
she wants to read my writing.
NRN
307
307 yeah,
at optimum.net.
I know.
All right.
There you
So
go.
now,
Thank you.
before
You're
we lose,
Optonline.net.
so that's the
Optimum.
26th at noon, is that right? Susan?
Optimum.net.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, what were you saying?
The Veteran Street sign is the 26th at noon?
Yes, at noon.
And
yes.
have you contacted the police?
I reached out. I haven't heard back.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to figure out who it is to call. You know.
Okay.
Um,
If you don't hear back, let me know, I have a name for you.
Oh, okay.
Captain, I never know how to say her last name.
Oh.
Hadima.
Hudima, yeah.
Oh,
Admiral
yeah,
Hudima.
yeah.
She's our
She's
point of
great. I
contact
knew her
for
from
the
Darien
parade.
Domestic Abuse Council. She's great.
okay.
So
Yeah.
you could probably reach out to her, and she's pretty responsive.
Oh, okay.
She's,
I will.
yeah, she's very responsive. At May 26th at noon. and-
At noon, yes.
What's the location?
Oh,
Miller
fun.
Road.
Miller Road, okay.
Miller Road?
Miller, yes. Yeah. It's off of 106, right across from
Yes.
Echo Drive North,
Oh,
Middlesex
okay.
Swim Club.
Oh, no,
kind of,
yep. Mhm.
As a reference.
All right, excellent. Don't let me forget, but I'm going to skip around again. I'm going to put the cemetery committee
It's okay.
update to the end, so
All
we
right,
can
no problem.
get through a few things
Okay,
while
go for it.
Terry's still here and while we still have JP. Actually, we've covered a couple of these things. So contact the scouts for flag placement. That usually happens the Wednesday before, is that right?
Oh, no, you should contact them.
Well, not
now.
the contact, the place, putting
Are
the
we back
flags
to
out.
Memorial Day Parade? We
It's
are?
when the state drops, the state
Yeah, the
typically
A,
drops
6A.
them
We're
off
at 6A.
at the
We're
police
what?
department.
At 6A.
Oh, got it, okay.
Between,
Yeah.
whether it's JP or Isabel now, and whether it's Grant or someone else from the Boy Scouts, it's ganging up on the state to make sure, because there were a couple of years where they needed to be pushed.
Oh, okay. And do we have a contact at the state?
It's in the
It's in there,
contact list,
okay.
yeah.
So you want to send that out next week?
I'll contact them.
Okay.
I believe it's 35 this year. Okay. And then the stores at Good Wives, that's just a walk into each store and warn them.
I typically every year I've brought flyers in to leave with them because the owner is not always there.
Okay.
The one, well, there are several that need to be addressed each year. The liquor store, if they're not reminded, leaves their van parked in the parking lot. So they have to move their van to the back. And
This is just a flyer to let them know that that it's the parade
that
and that
they
they
should
need
not
to.
be parking there.
Right.
And the gym has to be reminded every year because there are a lot of gym attendees who it's their world and we're just passing through it.
We're
And-
interrupting it.
So the
And-
parking lot is closed off. The
No,
message
I
is
prefer to
the,
think we're
Yeah, the par-
enhancing it.
Nobody should
People-
be
yes,
parking.
no one should be
But in
parking in the
their eyes.
parking lot.
Right.
It's closed for
Pests.
their purposes.
And they will not be able to get out after 9 AM.
Can't get out. Okay.
And the third issue is a handful of Stop and Shop employees who have to move their car to the shoppers area. But that's easy. That's usually 1 or 2 cars you go in, you tell the manager, and that's
Okay.
easy. It's the gym that's the day of problem.
Got it. Okay.
Now, what time do we have to be there on Memorial Day morning? I forgot what time we were there last year. What time were we there, 9?
Early.
You should be there before 9 because
8:45.
the first people are asked to be there at 9. So you need to be there before the first person, and again, to go and talk to the owner of the gym and talk to
Right.
Stop and Shop.
I'm talking
because
about putting up the signs.
We do
That's
that
the
the
day
night
before.
before.
Okay.
And so those signs and the sawhorses and the little arrow direction, those are all downstairs. I'm gonna go down.
I hope.
After the meeting and
Okay.
go look at them all.
So
And the
the night-
signs for the wreaths should be there as well.
So
somewhere.
Sunday night, we're putting up the signs at what
Oh,
time?
Let's hope, yeah.
Okay.
Early.
So what time, what time are people available Sunday to meet up at Good Wives? And does somebody have a ladder? I can bring a ladder, actually.
I don't have a ladder, believe it or not.
So that's Sunday,
No
then, that'll be the
26th, right?
26th.
We could all go from Miller Road, right? Oh, no, I think it's too early.
So we
At
could
noon.
meet, is anybody available Sunday
I'm
after?
available.
I'm available.
I'm available Sunday the 26th to come in and help set up.
Should we
My
say,
husband has a ladder as well. I'm sure he would be more than happy to help out.
should we say 4 PM?
Oh,
If
okay.
you get 4 PM, you're gonna get, I would not do 4 PM.
Oh,
Too many
okay.
cars in the parking lot,
I thought we
drivers
did
not
in the
paying
morning, even
attention.
we had coffee.
I can
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I would say 6 PM because there will be fewer cars in the parking lot.
6 PM?
Well, we can always
So
go for dinner
6
again.
PM on Sunday evening to put up those signs that
Mhm.
delineate which corral is which.
And the bunting,
And
6
the,
p.m. Sunday evening sounds great to me.
and then the bunting needs to go up at the cemetery.
and that they review.
And-
Is that going up
Reviewing stands.
Sunday night too?
Yeah.
Yes. So, does anyone have a preference? We could do one then the other, or we could divide and conquer.
Well, why don't we do both at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, we do
So-
one at 6 and then,
I've done
We
the
could put the
bunting
bunting up,
before,
like, at-
and my husband and my son have done it before, so we'll take care of the bunting.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Since we've done it
Perfect.
before, and you've done you know where the
Parking
signs
lot,
go in
yeah.
the parking lot.
and Isabel and I think
Listen,
Autumn, I
the
think,
only
was
And
there
problem-
Autumn's
too.
gonna.
This year, I'm not gonna.
No,
go up on
nope,
the-
you're
I'm
not going up
sorry.
on the ladder.
No.
Autumn, do you think your husband would be able to come and go up on the ladder, or do I need to send my son over there?
I'm thinking he could possibly, I haven't asked him. I mean, I
Did
love
we-
to
we
volunteer
didn't
for
have
stuff
anything. We
without
just
asking,
climbed up
but,
there and did it.
I'm sure he would be available. If he's not, my son will be, somebody will be available.
Okay, or let me know, because I can send my son over there too, one way or
Okay,
another.
would you like me some help with the bunting, or would you rather be responsible for the placement of the numbers?
Maybe the numbers and over at Good Wives, yeah.
Good ones, okay.
And
Isabel and I will be there too,
Oh, and
so.
Nancy, okay.
The three of us will be
All right.
there. You're gonna be there, right? Yeah.
And I think Brandon
Oh my God.
Holbrook from last year who played the trumpet, he's also said he's probably gonna be available to help a little bit.
Good.
So
Okay,
he's
great,
young.
great.
Send him up on a ladder if no one else wants to go.
Well, then I'll be in contact with you about getting the actual signs.
Okay, yep, that sounds good.
That sounds perfect, thank you.
When Terry was kind of directing the show, is somebody gonna have a layout of where we're supposed to put the signs up?
Yeah, JP is working with it. I saw in a file.
We have that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
we will print it out
It's-
that day or
Okay.
before.
Yep, okay. So what else for the parade? I think that's
Well, two things. I added thing, let me just read what I have drafted for the press release, and if you like it, I'll email it over to you.
Okay.
I left out his community service. I figured that should be for hopefully for the interview with the newspaper. U.S. Army Captain retired Eugene P. Markowski will be Grand Marshal for the Darien 2024 Memorial Day Parade. Captain Markowski graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1964 and subsequently graduated from both Army Ranger and flight school programs. He served 2 tours of duty as a helicopter pilot in Vietnam in his 7-year active duty service, putting in more than 520 flight hours in combat situations. He is the recipient of the Distinguished Flying Cross. He and his wife Bonnie are longtime residents of Darien, and his son Eugene A. also is a graduate of West Point.
Okay. That-
Sound good?
Very nice.
Perfect. Send it
All right,
off
I'll
to me and
send it
I'll
over
send
to
it
you.
out. Now, this goes to
Everybody.
everybody, the
Yeah.
world, okay.
And typically, when the Darien Times actually responded, their deadline press time was Thursday morning. So you want to
Right,
make sure.
it's still Thursday morning.
So you want to make sure you get them tomorrow. So I got the Grand Marshal sash.
Actually, they like it
Got it.
before
Early.
Tuesday, so they have it ready for that day.
Right.
And so I'll send it out on Sunday.
I did not opt to go for blue trim because I wasn't sure I was going to get it in time if I switched to blue trim.
Oh, okay.
So.
That looks fabulous.
If we like this one, we can use this as the template for next year. This was a lot less money than every other quote that I got.
Cool. Okay.
And I'm sure with quantity, the price will go down as well. And I just thought that next, we should talk to them about maybe putting up here sideways Darien, Connecticut, and the
Oh,
year.
that's
But if we
pretty.
put the year, then it's a one of.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. So just a thought. So there's the sash.
Neat.
I'm still working on a boutonniere. Boutonniere, boy, oh boy.
Who knew it'd be so hard?
Yeah. So
That
typically
little
our boutonniere would have been a satin button with about 1 3/4 inch diameter that would have had a fabric making it look like a flower around it. But I
What
just.
is that for, the boutonniere?
Well, it goes on top of the sash, and we have stickers for Town of Darien stickers that go in the middle.
Okay.
And it's just a nice touch because, each year the Grand Marshal says, I give it back. No, it's for you to keep.
Oh,
That's
So-
nice.
now what kind, is it just, what kind of fabric is?
It's typically been either
Like
a
the
polyester
satin
or
stuff.
an acetate.
And any or the,
And trust me, I've gone on to like 50 websites and I can't get anybody who's looking to custom make what I want. And everything I've seen so far is just not doable.
is it something that could be hand sewn up?
Not by me.
No, I know. No. I was just thinking of, I have to think about it. Let me
Yeah.
wrap my head around what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture that you could email me of what you're looking for?
I doubt it, but
I can
I'll
draw
search
you
around
one.
and look.
So it's almost like,
It's like a.
if it's almost like a pin, like a,
Yep.
or you know how kids
It's
make
like,
those plastic pins?
it's like a satin button
Yeah.
that has shirred fabric around
So
it.
like
Like
sort
in
of
those,
like that.
So you know
like
how
on the
kids
dog
can make
awards, where they give them
pins
a blue ribbon.
So it
themselves.
looks like,
Do you know how
a
there's
daisy.
some kids used to have
Yeah.
those, they make their own pins,
Yeah.
their own buttons.
Yeah.
Right.
We could almost, if we had a kit like that and just got the fabric and put the sticker on the,
Made.
Yeah,
Do
you know
you
what I
know-
haven't done? I haven't gone to Party City to look. I went on their website, but didn't see it, but maybe in the store, maybe there's something
but
that's
you
not
know,
on the website.
yeah, if you know how the kids used to make like the peace buttons or whatever,
Right.
those
Yeah.
homemade buttons? That's what it is basically, but
Yeah.
with fabric put it.
Or yes, I would say
Oh,
so.
yeah, let me think.
All right,
Get out my sewing.
get out your sewing machine.
Yeah.
Do you
All
have a
right.
sewing
Needles
machine?
are- Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
lucky I have needles.
Any,
Needles, yeah.
let's see, I think we're good, Terry. We'll send you your assignments.
in
Since you
middle
won't be
school?
here,
Me
we'll
too.
assign you
Yeah,
various tasks.
in this school, right here, in
No,
Madden.
that's just-
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant, what are we talking about now?
Since-
Yeah, no, we're in good shape with the Declaration Day
Perfect.
ceremony. I'll
Perfect.
get press releases to
Declaration
Nancy
Day.
do you want me to send them out? The press releases on it?
For Declaration Day, Nancy, or should we
I
have?
guess
should we
I mean,
go-
I don't mind doing it.
Well, you have the list of contacts.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
we're in good shape.
Okay, and the one kind of
getting the
thing
word
we're
out.
shoehorning in between all of this is Flag Day.
Yeah.
Comes up
June 14th.
June 14th, so we'll need some, some participation of our commissioners in that as well. But
Oh, I didn't put anything in the minutes last time about Flag Day.
I might not have said it. I think we were pretty well over time with just the
That's the
Memorial
one where
Day
we went and
parade.
got the red, white, and blue carnations at Springdale Florist, right?
Is that?
Is that the?
That was Veterans Day.
That was
That
Veterans Day. I knew there was some reason we
And I remember I
went
got,
there.
what was that? The evergreen.
Yes, the
Yeah, that was
rosemary, the
veterans.
rosemary.
Yeah, the rosemary, yeah. That's-
Flag Day is pretty streamlined.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward, but when you get a chance, if you could send me I don't
Sure.
think I have the timeline and
Yeah.
notes from
Do we
that.
have a meeting before then?
We do.
We do, okay, good.
But, so once all of the Memorial Day furor is over, then we'll send out another press release.
Furor is a good word for that.
About Flag Day.
Okay.
And we could probably just go with last year's, change the dates.
Disclosed.
Okay, sorry, skip
Yeah,
back.
the biggest
What time
thing
did
with
they
the
say we
flag
have to
day
be
at this
at,
point, rather than waiting for the
six-
next
six-
meeting.
six
is
That's
PM.
Sunday
letting
night,
the
but
elected
Monday.
Oh,
officials know.
Sunday.
Monday morning,
Okay.
8:45.
I'll
8:45.
Because
send them again.
drop off is at 9.
We do
That's-
that right outside.
People are dropping their
45
kids off at
Monday and
9.
6.
No, six Sunday at 8:45 Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Okay, so let's see, what else? The press release, and you're gonna work on the speaker press release?
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't
That
want to
was
do it
one,
until,
yep.
if he was going to be here today.
got it.
But he sent back some more information the other day, so.
Okay. Moving on to the ceremony in the cemetery details, the platform, I've been in contact, they're setting that up, and they're setting up the reviewing
Oh, this
stand
is-
in front of Nielsen's. This is the ceremony in the cemetery.
Right.
I moved on to that.
That's all set up?
That's in the works, yep. Public Works has got that for action, and what was that, Parks and Rec? The podium, I think it said that you always pick that up from
From the VFW.
VFW, and that's just bring a truck and carry it. Is it upstairs or downstairs?
So it's usually, it depends.
There's no telling.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's not only the podium, but it's the VFW insignia that goes on the face of it as well.
Okay, you do.
But you have to coordinate with, usually Scott is the one who gets it done.
Okay.
And he's typically there after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the bell from Norotan Heights Fire Department, and the bell needs a stand, and for the last 6 years or so, we've been using one of my plant stands, which is gigantically heavy. So if anybody else has a stand that doesn't weigh 100 or more pounds, that would be great.
How
I
big
must
is
have
the
something
base
like
of the bell?
You need, forget the base, it's the platform that the bell sits on has to be, I shouldn't say has to be, without any planks, should be about 18 to 20 inches wide. And ideally, it should be about a minimum of 4 feet high. Should be 4 to 5 feet high.
Do you still have that plant stand?
I do, but
In
it's
case
a
I
pain
can't
in the
find one?
you-know-what, and the car that I normally use to transport in it
I don't
is
have
not
anything that's
available.
4 feet
so
high.
Okay,
I may need someone to come.
yep.
I'll be happy to supply coffee and bagels.
All right.
I have things, but I don't have anything that's that size. Unless I've got something buried in that
You know,
horrible
the town
basement
may
of
have
mine.
something. It never occurred to me to ask the town.
Little table over there, that's not 4 feet high, but, okay. Go bang around down in the basement and see what I can find.
Yeah.
The
I'll do
chairs,
that too and see.
that's the fire
All right,
department.
the chairs we get
What's my
from
horrible
Norotan Fire Department, not
Okay.
Norotan Heights.
And they deliver them and,
They deliver them,
Set
but
them
again,
up.
it usually requires more than one phone call.
and how many was that usually?
It's as many as 8 for the reviewing stand, 2 for the TV booth, and we have not been getting as many people saying yes to sitting on the dais, so maybe you should request members of the Monuments and Ceremonies Commission to sit up there. But typically, 20 chairs should suffice up there.
And then what do you think about getting another 20 or so for people to sit in, like if we put
Good
them on the
idea.
paths?
Good idea.
That is a
In
very
the,
good
in the
idea.
grass, they might be
Yeah,
wobbly.
grass is no
And who's
good.
providing all these chairs?
The-
Norotan Fire Department. And if they
And
don't
now,
have
which
enough,
department is that? That's the one on the post road across from St.
Yellow,
John's? Got it.
yellow truck.
The yellow truck? There you go.
and I'm sure they have enough chairs, but if
I
they
wrote a
don't, the
column
Boy
about
Scouts
that
have
big yellow
plenty
truck.
also.
Oh, that's right, too.
Is that funny as a kid?
Okay.
That's all I know.
And I lost the one other
That just-
thing. What was the other thing? Oh, and have you contacted the library in the event of rain?
I have, yep,
Okay.
they're all set with that. What about the program? Can you send me that?
Sure, I
Electronical.
can either send you the template, or you just give me the information, and I'll
Oh.
rework it and send you
Okay.
the fixed template, the
That would
fixed
be,
program.
that'd be very cool.
We'll do both. I'll send you what it looks like now. Because if you're not familiar with margins
It
and
looks like
tabs.
it's quirky, it looks
Yeah.
like, yeah. It could be frustrating, I think, yeah. Okay, cool.
What time is the speaker supposed to be there?
The speaker should be there by 11 o'clock. Let him cool his heels, rather than be 5 minutes late.
All right.
Same thing with the minister. If you remember 2 years ago, the minister showed up too late for the invocation.
Yeah. That was Terry and, so 11 a.m.
It's always interesting when I have to decipher my notes.
All right.
So I know, I have,
Okay, oh, and Brandon Holbrook is gonna order the wreaths from, I asked you for the list, so he's
Springdale.
gonna order them from Springdale. And they did, I think you've told me they deliver them.
They do.
Okay, so we'll ask
They
for
do.
delivery. Okay.
And.
That's for the wreaths.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I've
Okay.
had to insist that they bill us, because Mickey
Okay.
said, no, I'm donating them. I said,
Gotcha.
the town of Darien is not a charity. You can bill us.
Okay, got that. All right, I'm sure there's more, but.
Oh, yes. You need to have a conversation with brand-new Chief Jerry Marin. Our Grand Marshal made a valid point. While it is highly unlikely, what preparations is the police department making in anticipation of any knuckleheads coming in to save the world on Memorial Day in Darien? You know,
You're
all
talking
the-
about protesters.
All the Columbia
Yes.
students will be out on summer vacation, and no one's gonna hire them, so they have nothing to do, so.
I'm glad.
They,
I will ask. And the other question that got asked when I met with
Oh,
Captain.
the other question for the VFW, who is going to be the honor guard that's going to fire the volley, the VFW or the Darien Police Department? Because the VFW traditionally does it, but as everybody gets older and older and older, they
Okay.
may not have sufficient people whose knees and shoulders are working well enough for them to march and fire.
This is the
VFW.
VFW or the police, did you say?
It's
Was the other option?
Typically, we ask the VFW first, and again, it's tough getting an answer quickly.
Actually, Sherrod emailed me and said that they were planning to do that.
Good.
Who's Sherrod?
I'm not sure
Sherrod
what his
Sammy.
position is now. with the
Sherrod
VFW,
Sammy, well, he's now just a member of the VFW.
But he's
But he's, if,
contacted me and said that they will be there to march and they will be there in the cemetery to take care of
the
the,
people you get answers
Salute.
from at the VFW are Sherrod,
and
Scott, Brian O'Malley, and Lenny Hunter. That's who you get answers from.
That's it in a nutshell. Okay, got it. When I met with the police officer, just to sort of run through things.
Allison?
Allison, yep.
She's good.
She's great.
She's good.
So the one note that she found in, because they do a report after each event that they participate in or work at, I guess
Atria?
a limited number, or they were asked, someone asked one of the police officers, or several people did, about handicapped parking availability.
Oh.
And would it, so that people could watch the parade. So we talked about it, and the suggestion was perhaps that municipal lot on Mechanics, that you enter through Mechanic Street there by the Darien Fire Department. So,
Well, there's that, I'm not sure if the question is being asked the right way.
okay,
Is it handicap parking where they can park and look at the parade from their car? Or is it handicap parking to park and walk to
we
the
were
parade?
thinking, yeah, that's a good question.
So if it's handicap parking where they want to sit in their car and look at it, then they need to park by H&L Chevrolet right at the end of this, of the ceremony, where they
Yeah.
can back the car in.
Yes.
So get there early.
Also,
The
is
other
it
place.
by where, I was
What's
gonna
that?
say where, also where, what is it used to be? Oh, between Corbin Drive and, or is that all
Got
blocked
knocked
off
down.
now?
Yeah,
Oh,
got
that's
knocked
right,
down.
because that was a great place
Yeah,
to
that
back
was
in.
nice. Yeah. The other thing, they usually wait till the last minute to ask. Atria, in the past, has asked about, can someone come and pick up veterans to give them rides? And the fact that the other senior living facilities have never asked, I guess we should be asking them as well. And I know that several people, myself included, who have antique vehicles, typically volunteer to take those veterans so that they can ride in the parade as well.
Oh, okay.
So they can ride in the parade?
Right, because these are, people who are 85, 90, 95, so
Yeah, they're not marching.
They're not marching.
With the other.
I just thought they meant to watch the parade.
Oh, yeah,
No,
no,
to
they-
actually be in the
be
parade.
in it, yeah.
Well, so
And
for,
several of the cars at the Darien Men's Association also volunteered to do
yeah,
the
we
same.
have a pretty sizable collection of cars this
Yeah.
year, it sounds like, so that's kind of cool.
Did Hank Joyella respond? He's not good at responding, but he's good at showing up.
Well, there's always.
And he's got great cars.
All right, that sounds good. So anyway, I was gonna check with Public Works and the fire department to see if we could block off, or if they would block off a couple of spots. Or do you think it's not worth?
Carrying coals to Newcastle, to inconvenience 50 people to please 2, bad idea.
Okay, so I should just blow off the police.
If we're talking about the people who want to look at the parade from their car, get to
That's
H&L
probably what it
Chevrolet
was.
early, otherwise
Okay.
park your car at Mechanic Street and walk in with your folding chair.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. All right. Good. Do we have an update from the cemetery committee?
He's cutting every 2 weeks, the 15th
Okay.
and the next time after that.
Cutting as in mowing the lawn?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's basically it.
Okay.
He's already done his spring cleaning, at least that's what he said today, so.
All right.
Okay.
And if you can just get me the Flag Day stuff, that will be great. So
Yeah.
back online here. Declaration Day, Terry said everything is on track, and we'll have our June meeting to finalize everything for that. Any new business that anyone has? Just an update from last time that the whole flags on the light posts thing got
Oh, yes.
resolved. The same people that had funded that last time stepped up to refund,
Oh, that's
to
good.
fund again. So that looks like that's gonna be all set
Do I ask during the meeting or after the meeting who it was?
after.
Okay.
I'm not sure that went out.
Oh, and the new police chief, he was always,
Marin,
He was
Jeremiah
already-
Marin?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was already,
yeah, we already talked about that. I've got
Yeah.
notes in here somewhere
Yeah.
about that. I have to just decipher them.
Okay, so anything else? Any new business? All right. Any motions to adjourn? Anyone?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
uh,
Aye. All right, thanks for hanging on, Autumn.